Find your niche. Find your niche. Build your brand. Build your brand. Build a brand on what? Mental instability? I was venting with my bestie today about some stuff that went down. And something happened and it was sudden. It was like I had to react immediately. It's the type of situation that if anybody was in, your heart would drop. Your first reaction would be like, oh, this is it. I went from that to angry, ready to cuss out everybody that put me in this situation, right? But I only had a few minutes, maybe like 20 minutes, less than that, to get it together and choose how I wanted to approach it. Because at first it was 2 people I immediately thought about calling, but I was like, I don't have time to call because I got to prepare. And I have to check my attitude. It was like, choose your fighter. How do you want to walk into this room? Because how you approach this situation can determine a lot of different things. And it's funny how you can be in a situation that's happening in real time and the wheels are turning, the emotional roller coaster is happening. And as they're talking, I'm like, okay, that's not the hill I want to die on, so I'm not going to speak on that. And then picking and choosing what I knew I was going to stand up for. And my friend said to me, you're the thermostat. And for a second, I was like, what does that even mean? And she was like, basically, you set the temperature of the room. I didn't know there was such a phrase of don't be the thermometer, be the thermostat. Because sometimes, sometimes under pressure, I do crack. Sometimes the minor inconvenience, my world is crumbling. I'll have a panic attack over something stupid. And there are times where I can fly by the seat of my pants and trust my instincts with I couldn't phone it in to anybody. I had to, like I said, I had to react in this situation, but I had to choose how I wanted to react. I had to come in my messy room because the fan is too loud in the living room. But you know what? Like, I don't know the purpose of me even making this video, but I just know I have been in this release era, and by release era of just surrender. Like, God, you got that. I really have to surrender. I'm somewhere between meditating and letting it go to those are my 2 moods, okay? Something about these 40 hormones, I'll just be rage for no reason. I don't know where it comes from. And it's crazy as women, oh my God, we're entitled to compensation. Because you really do just be trying to live your life. And the hormones just be like, no, we're not doing that, silly. We're going to show out. Or if you thought anxiety was bad before, the palpitations are and the biggest thing is but now that I recognize, I'm deep into my 40 trenches now. So it's I recognize what's happening. So it's easier to pull myself out of certain situations. And the beauty of being this age is the older I get, the more I respect my boundaries. I'm I don't do that. I respect myself. Not that I never did, but and also, I'm dealing with health issues that transcend so much that I can't carry stress. And it's so funny because it's when you're in it, when you have that disease or when you have that thing and they're well, don't stress it. That's all I'm thinking about. What you mean don't stress it? I spent 2 years in a depression bubble. And then I snapped out of it. I snapped out of it in January, but I'm actually slipping back into it, if we're being real. So I really have to pray more to be like, Lord, release me. Release me. But and even with the situation I'm going through now, people are like, well, make sure you do things, or make sure you have things set in place, because you never know what could happen next. And I'm like, you know what? I'm past it. I have no room to fight. There's certain things, the whole thing of picking and choosing your battles. And now that I know this whole being a thermostat, I am going to be the thermostat in my life. I am going to set the tone of what I take on and what I'm going to let bother me. Especially in the corporate world, it's like, for some of these people, that's all they have. This is their life. Thank God I have other things that I love and I'm passionate about. So I could just leave that box where it is when that stresses me out and do the thing that I love. So, and then it's like social media. She's over here ruining things. Find your niche. Find your niche. Build your brand. Build your brand. Get a following. It's like, I am dealing with enough, and now I have to build a brand. Are you kidding me? Build a brand on what? Mental instability? That is my brand, babe. Crack, you know the movie Falling Down? That is my brand. I'm having a bad day. I'm a recovering falling down. Like, that movie, it's like funny in the wrong ways, but I'm recovering. Like, falling down is the epitome of what turning 40 is. And then as you get deeper in the 40s, it gets beautiful. It really does become like a thing that you really embrace. And this really is the best season of my life, honestly, as much as I complain about it. But my biggest thing as I go into aging and aging disgracefully, because grace, what's that? No, I feel like each day I learn to surrender. Even after the panic attack, even after the depression episode, or a day, or riding that joy high. There are weeks where I'm just so joyous and nothing can bring me down. And then you do come down, you know? And it's okay to have all those different emotions. It's truly okay. But that whole thermostat thing just really sat with me, because I'm kind of proud of myself. Honestly, I'm proud of myself for dealing with what I dealt with. And it was handled so terribly. But this is where passion comes in. As a writer, I thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for showing out. Because what our girls say, your best revenge, it's okay. I think I like that as an artist too, because I can, everything that happens to me, I can craft and release it. But yeah, I don't know how to end in this video. I don't know where I was going with it. Sharing, being open on the internet. I'm building my brand. The sooner you can learn to just surrender to whatever you can't, surrender to what you can control and release what you can't. Like, people would always tell me that. I'm like, yeah. And I'm a very reactive girl. I don't just like let things roll off my back. But the older I get, it does get easier. You know what? I was just about to say, you don't have to over-explain yourself. Say your thing and be done. And here I am trying to figure out how to end this video. I don't need to figure out how to end this video. I don't. This is my show. Okay? You're the two of you that are tuned in. What's up? I don't have to figure out how to end this video. And why end it anyway? Because I'm going to be back here tomorrow doing some silly sketch or bombing doing something anyway. You'll be back. You'll be back either to watch, to hate watch, or love me. I don't care either way. Okay? A view is a view. Yeah. Thanks for watching.